Cool. So it is the 4th of Feb 2025. Again, started off the day as usual, marked out the midnight opening range, had my fib levels ready with all of my new day and new week opening gaps. It looks like a lot is going on in the chart, but like when I'm watching price action, it's this small. So when it hits certain levels, it's just, I'm alright to watch it. Anyways, I saw that throughout London session, we were just playing around the top of the midnight opening range after the midnight opening range was made. We were reacting off of the 75% levels off of that, and we moved quite aggressively down. Then I saw it trade up, with the market giving another opportunity. Took this sell mainly off of the imbalance and 5-minute SMT. All of the trades today were taken off of SMT and also a few other confluences that I'll mention. But yeah, we did have relative equal highs up here, which kind of made me skeptical on taking a sell. But I kept my stop loss pretty tight. You can see 7RR. So yeah, kept it quite tight just for that purpose. When I was in the trade, did take some heat, but it wasn't anything compared to what, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, took it off of the imbalance again, 5-minute SMT, also technically liquidity, but not really. It's just the fact that we moved really aggressively off of the 75% level after playing like around it quite a lot. It's also consequent encroachment of the new week opening gap as well. So there we go. Took the sell down to the first presented fair value gap in the midnight opening range. Again, the first presented fair value gap is not actually the first presented. It's the fair value gap that stands out the most to you and seems like it's the most influential. This one was the most influential PDO rate in the midnight opening range between 12 and 12:30 because it's within a BPR as well. So you can see it literally almost perfectly engulfs that. Also, big ass wick. So yeah, it just seemed like it would do wonders, and it did. You can see here it traded right into it. I took my profits at consequent encroachment of it. I usually do that. And then after that, marked out this fair value gap and kind of just stopped watching the market because I just went and made breakfast and shit. So yeah, but you can see market reacted off of it. If I was watching, I probably would have taken a buy around here, like one of these lows, because I was expecting it to take the top of the midnight opening range. The other thing to note is midnight opening range, when you draw the fib levels, you're also getting the standard deviation levels, and this is the settings that I have on for it. It's the same as what we were taught. Yeah, and that was showing all the way up here at 548, and this is the hourly up here. If you look at 548, where's that? That's around here, which is also where an hourly imbalance was, and also we've got this little gap as well. I'm pretty sure this was just a new day opening gap for last Friday. Yeah. So it seemed like a pretty good target to me today, and also the whole of yesterday we were bullish, whole of Asia, and yeah, basically whole of Asia we were just shitting. So reacted off of this fair value gap as well. By 4 a.m. I was expecting bullishness today. Yeah, let me just go back real quick. Right here we got New York. I was unfortunately not trading at 9:30. Otherwise, I would have done my best to catch this, which I most likely would have because of how price was going. But obviously, no way to tell. We go again. But yeah, when I finally got into the charts about half an hour later, saw a little 5-minute SMT, and also just took it based off of it, like retracing, because we went up and we retraced back almost to the 50%, but I decided to take it at the 75%. Let me just mark that out now. Yeah, I decided to take it around the 75% just so that I did not miss the move, because we were so close to the top of the day and my initial daily high that I wanted it to hit. So I was like, there's no way market has gone this high and isn't about to make it unless it wants to make a relative equal high, because we have taken all of this liquidity. But yeah, so ended up taking the trade, left my stop like really tight again. This short trade ended up being almost 4RR, which is quite crazy. Took my take profit at the top of the imbalance because again it's quite small, so was expecting it to colour out the lines a bit. It's allowed to do that. You'll know that reference if you watch the same shit. But yeah, you can see we're playing around the standard deviation level perfectly, which was great. And then over here, to this last little sell to end out the day, I was watching market till about here, but price action was looking so shit, so I literally just left it. All the moves for the day seemed like it was meant to happen already. It's already happened. So yeah, ended up coming back to the market around here this time, saw it like shit off of the imbalance, acting as an inversion. Might not even be the reason, could also be 50% of this new week opening range. Come on out for you guys again. Bow. Yeah. Anyways, played with the imbalance at Shat, and I was like, I want to get on this because I wanted it to go down to the new opening gap, obviously, because we tapped off rejected. Then it showed more willingness off of this fair value gap to go lower. So I was like, cool, let's see what we can do with this. Left my stop decently tight. In an ideal world, I would have waited for market to go back up, but these candles here were telling me otherwise. So I said, cool, the next like kind of leg up to this little, I guess you could say, order block, I'm gonna just take a sell, keep it to the top of that wick, because again, quite hefty sell, quite hefty wick. If it did go higher into that wick, I would have let it run to my stop. But yeah, in my opinion, if it went up like on top of this wick, there's not a lot of willingness for it to move down if the market's allowing it to push up this much into this fair value gap. So yeah, left it pretty tight. And then initially, my target was for this box, 50% of this box down here, which is an hourly confluence here, this fair value gap that we disrespected. So I'm expecting it to act as an inversion when we do reach that. But ended up taking my profits down here. I actually took partials and then set to break even, or well, to be fair, I put it to like here, because if it disrespected this like it did here, then I wasn't expecting it to go lower. So we did end up going back up, ended up closing that off in profit as well. Then we carried on going higher, played around this again. Once again, we tapped consequent encroachment basically, or just a few ticks off it. Yeah, and then ended up going down way further, and now we are at the new day opening gap. But after this sell here, I was done, closed off my charts, called it a night. And yeah, pretty decent day to be honest. Hopefully we do end up coming down here in Asian and using it as an inversion, potentially around London, but it's not too far away, so maybe we will see that already be worked on like by tomorrow morning. But yeah, pretty solid day. Ended the day on around 70, so a little 120 profit for the week so far. Considering it's Tuesday, not too shabby. Just gonna journal it, all of that, and yeah, pretty decent day. Hit the standing deviation level. I think I'm explaining better from the first time around. But yeah, like I said, all of these trades were also taken off of SMT as well. So this right here, on the 5 minute down here, I saw the S&P shit, like, and create a lower low, and we did not yet. So took that off of that as well. And then yeah, same thing with this. Well, actually, the S&P was actually lagging with this one, but we were just so close to it. I was like, there's no way we're not reaching it. And yeah, panned out. We go again tomorrow.